live at Kaydelis Studios, located in Woodstock, Georgia. I am Jack McWhorter from Kaydelis, and I'm joined today with the Vince.
Hello.
Hello.
Now, if y'all could introduce yourselves individually and say what instrument you play, that would be awesome.
My name is Kelly. I play keyboard and sing.
My name is Mitch, and I play bass, and I also sing.
I'm Thomas. I play guitar and keys.
Hey, come on.
My name is Joshua, and I play drums.
Now, I would say it's nice to meet y'all, but we do obviously know each other.
We go way back.
We go way back. Y'all are fundamental at Kaydelis Studios, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Milestone events have been made here.
Yeah, we're responsible for everything.
And what I mean by that is y'all were the first band to come and do a full-length album here.
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about, like, how it's been going after that album? And even a little bit about the process, too, of the album? Kind of whatever you want to talk about
We'll talk about the process. So,
obviously, plug it, whatever, say the name.
the album is Dull Shade of Green by The Vince. Go listen. Best album cover ever.
Boom.
Pop it up. Process, yeah. So The Vince, originally high school band, moved off to big old college, and then kind of did some individual stuff on our own, songwriting wise. And we lost the old bond, but we got together in the summer, came over here, made a deal with Adam, and finished.
Multi-million-dollar deal.
Basically, yeah. He hooked us up, and
actually, it was a very competitive price, and it was actually like
No, but yeah, so we basically got together 2 different times before recording the album to go over songs, and then came in. It was awesome. Kelly had some songs, I had some songs, and yeah, it was awesome. It was fun.
And these weren't just some songs, all right. These are like some good songs, okay? Like these are some heaters, okay?
Yeah, they're just little tunes. No, yeah, they were good. What are you guys' favorites? What were some favorites?
Oh yeah, baby, let's get into that.
What are you guys' favorites?
I really like the song DX Chill. I think that one came out really good. I
That
think
one was cool.
The songwriting on that one was fantastic.
That one had the weirdest, I think, songwriting process in compared to the rest of them, I think. Because of it starting out kind of on like a sampled thing.
Yeah, that song was one of our first songs to use like a drum machine.
Yeah.
Basically, it was just like this loop, and we had some synth stuff. But yeah, we did the lyrics like week of recording, basically.
Yeah.
And that song, we spent probably the least amount of time on that song.
Yeah.
But it's full, though. It's full. It's a good mix.
Yeah, for sure.
Josh didn't even hear it until the album came out, basically. Because there was no drums on it. He just wasn't there that day. And so...
And
yeah,
that name, DX Chill, is...
Yeah, that came from the preset on the keyboard.
Yeah.
So...
That's awesome.
That wasn't like a artsy thing or anything. It was just being lazy.
So, how is it... Do y'all have any plans on like playing this album live?
Oh, shoot. I don't know.
Because y'all have a full set list. Like, that's amazing.
We do. We did... How many? We had like 30 covers, maybe 25 back in the day. Well, those included originals. We had like 25 covers, just about. And then, yeah, we got a whole album now, plus more. So,
were y'all doing shows with those covers, or was it just you just learned for fun?
We did a gig. We had one gig. Go look it up on YouTube. But yeah, there's some plans. We're just a little split
We'll
up
cut to
right
a clip.
We have plans. Yeah. We got big plans coming up.
Yeah. I asked God. I can only do this so many times, but it's January. It's February. Like it's 2023. It's a new year. What is going on with the Vince? Like, what is the plan?
The plan is to keep writing and to release as much music as possible. That's the plan. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
And we still have more that are in the vault that are waiting to be finished.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. It's a
Okay.
struggle.
Here's the cut. The biggest problem for us was
cut again. You have to snap when you do it.
Yeah. I think the biggest problem for us was going to college and getting split up. Yeah, the divorce really hurt us. But
Shout out divorce.
yeah. But yeah, see, I went over to Auburn. That really sucked, yeah. And then John. Oh yeah. Moment of silence for John. So yeah, John went to Georgia Tech, and I went to Auburn. And these guys made a 3-piece without me, basically. And but yeah, that was a big problem, not being it. Oh yeah, and then I moved, so we lost our studio. That was big. That was a big one for us. Was losing the studio. How was the studio with you and me? How was it?
You mean the studio, your father's
Yeah.
spot?
Yeah.
Our home studio.
Yeah.
So we had Thomas's dad had the studio in the basement, and that was I would say that experience was just being able to go over there and spend hours free of charge, just on our own time doing whatever we wanted to, was pretty helpful, especially for young songwriters and young musicians, just to kind of grow and experiment a little bit, without the pressures of being locked into like a studio kind of contract thing. Yeah, locked in this prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I think with like with Kelly and Josh, because at the time it was really them just coming in for tracks, basically, because like this is like early stuff, like, so this is before Colorado Avenue.
Mhm.
And like Love It All, for example, was something that I should probably stop hitting the mic because it probably
No, it's all
yeah,
right.
but like Love It All, for example, like Kelly coming in for vocals and then backing vocals, and Josh coming in when we needed him was really good, because me and Mitch could sit there and basically do all like the tinkering and like the stuff that just was tedious.
Yeah. So it was less about rehearsing and more about writing, like even from the very beginning.
I mean, we had rehearsals like when we put together the events for like a live thing, but even before the events, me and Mitch were still doing stuff. So
I see.
we've been
Before
doing
even the name,
since
it's
like
just like-
8th grade.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Have
okay.
been doing stuff. We had a little 3-piece, and then it was just kind of like us doing stuff, and that's when our first like song, like She's an Adventure,
Mhm.
we wrote together. What else? What was next? Pretending That I Needed You. Just like that's when like our early stuff, and if you listen to those, like they're immature, I guess you could say, but it's cool because it was 100% us. No other like there wasn't really any, I don't know. Well, also the more you release, I feel like you just the confidence goes up every time, and you go, okay, I can do whatever I want.
Oh, bruh.
Is there any specific growth y'all seen post album?
No, it's boring. All right, we're gonna do a part where each of them says something. Here we go.
Some influences I had with my songwriting process was definitely Taylor Swift, which
Okay.
can be embarrassing because she's so famous. But but if you listen to like her songs, and especially I grew up with her, classic girl stuff. So
Oh yeah.
listening to her songs though, like especially after she came out with Folklore and Evermore, some of her more like slow albums. I really liked her lyrics in those, and that definitely helps me write my own songs. And what she does is like makes up her own stories that aren't really about her, and that's kind of what I did with the songs on the album.
Mhm.
Like only one of them
symbolic,
are actually
kind of.
about me. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
yeah.
cool.
So and then also I started reading books again, like when I was writing these
bruh,
songs.
Books. Hold on, bruh. I don't read it all, but
Yeah.
I'm telling you, bruh, books. You'll learn.
Well, I stopped for a long time.
Heard about that.
I stopped reading for a long time, and I picked it up, and that's kind of what hit like the second wave of me writing songs. I like would read something, and I'd be like, "Wow, that was really cool,"
Yeah.
and I'd write something like inspired off of
Yeah.
that. So
That's cool.
I like that, and poetry too. Like that, songs are poetry, and books are just long poetry.
Yeah.
And books are just short real life.
I would say so. My writing contribution to the album was DX Chill. I wrote the lyrics for DX Chill. I would say the biggest inspiration for that, the lyrics behind that, was I was listening to a lot of like synth pop from the 80s. Just put me in like a certain mood, and painted some very like specific pictures in my head. And the lyrics for DX Chill just kind of stemmed from that. And to advice that I would give to younger musicians or someone just starting out, do what you want to do, and don't let being commercially successful be the only thing that guides your songwriting and the way you make music. Just do what you want to do, and then make yourself comfortable doing that.
Well, I think, I mean, piggybacking off what you said, I mean, I think the advice thing is like the most you're going to get out of this right now, being realistic, at least with us, I think, is the music. Obviously, it's going to stay there for a long time, but like the memories and stuff. And so if you're in this early on for the money, it's like, it's just stupid. Like, you're not going to, like, there's no point. You can chase it, for a while, but yeah, do whatever you want, because that's what's going to last. But influences. I'd say going off to college and being in a dorm room by yourself with one guitar, really that that changed it a lot, I feel like.
There's a lot of emotions going to college.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's like, and exactly, like with reading, started reading again, and kind of, there's something about it. Yeah, it definitely like gets stuff going.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'd say biggest influence was this summer, having fun, going on trips, and then realizing, oh shoot, we have an album in 2 weeks. I need to start writing lyrics. That was my biggest influence on the lyrics, I think.
Oh, really?
Kinda, yeah. I mean, there's a bunch of Hawaii references. I was in Hawaii, and so like those are kind of just sitting on a plane, going like shoot, and I'm sweating, and it's nasty. And but yeah, I'd say influences like specifically artist wise. Paul Simon, a lot of good acoustic stuff. Paul McCartney, of course. I mean, yeah, really, yeah. Paul Simon was like a huge one in college, I think. He's just so precious. He's so precious, and it's back in college. Well, he's innocent. He's a nice little guy, and it's truthful stuff. So I like it a lot. Like Day to Day, for example. If you remember that one, it was the first one I recorded. It was it's just a nice little happy song about letting loose and everything, and that one's like about a Hawaii trip. So,
dude, those are the vibes. Like those are the Vince vibes.
Really,
it's like summer, like going outside and like going to the lake vibes.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's like what we like doing. I feel. Look how tan he is. Our early stuff, at least produced by us, was so light. It didn't have much like oomph to it, and I think that's where a lot of people get it, because it's very high end, wishy-washy. Like, it's not very bass heavy.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people hear it and it's just kind of like air. It just seems like
kind of like how all the 70s recordings, 60s recordings
exactly. And that wasn't like an intentional thing. That was just our knowledge of mixing at the time. And so
when it comes to like influence stuff, I don't know, stuff like I had never like I write drum parts basically. That's basically all I do.
Good ones too. Good ones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But like I'd never like written music before. Like I was in like band in high school and like marching band, so I was like a nerd. But
you got chops though. You learned how to.
He's a robot.
Robot. That's I wish I like
I don't know.
some parts of that as a drummer. I wish I kind of was like in marching band for those aspects.
It does teach you like certain things. Like when it comes to like basic like music theory stuff, it's nice to have like knowing different time signatures and like stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's nice to know. But songwriting's like completely different, because like it's not written on a page. It's not like you're actually doing it. So like I'd never done that before. So like something that kind of like influenced me was honestly like Thomas and like these other guys who were like
baby.
Like in the beginning of the band, like there was 2 songs I think on the first like EP that I didn't even write. Like I didn't even do anything with. I think it was She's an Adventure and
except the drum parts, or even the drum parts.
I didn't even write the drum parts on
them.
Okay. Like they were already recorded before. She's an Adventure and Pretending That I Needed You. But like I wrote it was Why Don't You See as well. So I literally only wrote the drum parts for Love It All on that one. Like that was it. And that was like the first drum part I'd ever written, and it was really cool like to kind of like to be like, oh wow, I wrote that.
It's a good part too.
Yeah. But it took like Thomas saying, hey, maybe try adding this here, try doing this. I just want like you do what you want, but also kind of like add this here, it'll help. So like him kind of telling me stuff like, hey, if you do this here, it'll sound better. Like it really helped me with like writing drum parts. So like for this album, I wrote almost every drum part on the album. So like that was kind of a big influence, and something I'd say like I guess advice wise is like if you don't think that you're able to like write music or do anything, you definitely can. And like, don't be afraid, obviously, to ask for help, but also just you can do it. You just have to keep trying, keep going,
For sure.
and you're able to do it.
Like your advice is almost to learn how to like take advice.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
because I think that's important for sure.
I think that's a big one for drummers too. Is like, I think our
You
relationship.
think what?
I think that taking advice is good, and I'm not saying like Josh should just listen to me all the time, but I know from our experience together doing songs, I will give him the most pretty basic explanation of like what I'm looking for, and he'll just come in and do that and more. And it's like, it's just so good. It's so good because he's not like coming in trying to like direct it,
Yeah.
right? Because that's not really, unless you're like Neil Peart or something, right? Coming in like writing the songs, but he has we have a really good relationship when it comes to the songwriting and the drumming and everything. And it's like, I mean, if you listen to Okay, it was the opener off of Colorado Avenue.
Okay.
I kind of had like the feel for it and a fill.
Yeah.
You could play it.
Here we go. We'll cut to a clip of that.
And then Josh comes in, does basically like exactly what I said, and then just makes it 10 times cooler. And it was like, dude, it's classic Josh right there. We always say classic Josh.
Classic drummer too.
Yeah. It's so good. It's who you want to work with in the studio and live.
You got to
It's
put your
awesome.
ego aside, baby. That's another point too. Like, you just got to take advice. Put your ego aside. Don't
It's
be
awesome,
a
yeah.
bitch.
And that's what's good about me and Mitch too. Like back in the day, it was like if I couldn't figure something out, he usually figured it out.
Yeah.
If he couldn't, I'd usually kind of step in and say something. It's just like, it's good. It's good to have other people.
So what are y'all most proud of, or like what are your key takeaways from the record?
So I think the thing I'm most proud of is just the efficiency that we all work together with very limited rehearsal time prior to coming into the studio. I think it came together exceptionally well, just for being pretty under-rehearsed.
Yeah, I would agree with that because when I wrote the songs, I just came in with what I wrote on acoustic guitar or just keys, and then I would play it for them, and they'd just immediately start playing with me, and having never heard it before, maybe besides Thomas, because I'll send him stuff, but it was really cool to just bring in a song, and they could play it, and we could just make it right there in less than 5 minutes, which was really awesome. I also thought one of the things that like stuck out for me was on Dull Shade of Green when I asked them like to make this certain sound, which took us a long time to figure out what I was talking about because I can't explain things very well. However,
What sound are y'all talking? What is it?
I don't know what it's called, but
Okay.
it is in like the bridge instrumental part,
Okay.
and that's one of my favorite parts in the whole song. And I'm
That's-
just glad that we could persist in finding exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah, that's amazing. That song for sure is like my favorite.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good ender.
Yeah, I'm kind of gonna agree with them. Like something I really liked is just we would just come in and we just start making things almost in studio, which was really cool. Like, I don't even think did we even have the instrumental like even created for Dull Shade of Green? I think no, it wasn't even a plan. And then we had like we're just talking in the studio. And we were like, what if we did this? And then we recorded it and we were like, wow, this sounds really good. So I think stuff like that was really cool to kind of do.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be so like perfect. Like when you come in, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, biggest thing with this album is you can hear the band, I think, because that's what we did. We came in, rehearsed it, played it together, did the individual tracks, and you can tell it's a band playing in this. And I think that's my favorite thing about the album. You can hear little snippets of us talking and stuff like that. You can hear the jam, you know?
For sure.
So that's my biggest thing is that it wasn't like this long stretched out project. It was the band coming in and recording an album as a band. So that's my favorite thing.
Hell yeah. And the band is going to be coming in again for their next album. That has been the Vince at Kaydelis Studios.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for watching.